Hello! Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Fluke the Husky. A lot of people have been asking me this question, and I feel like it's one of the most asked questions that people have asked of me. The question that I've been asked is, how do I come out to my friends and family that I'm a furry? And I feel like that is a pretty difficult question to answer. I feel like I would just like to take the time to maybe give you a little bit of comfort and give you a little bit of reassurance that maybe right now is a good time to tell them, or maybe it's okay to wait a little bit longer. So whenever someone asks me this question, I always tell them that the way that your parents would react is not going to be the same as how my parents or my friends would react. I guess the more straightforward way of doing it is saying, can I talk to you about something that's been kind of like heavy on my mind lately? So I think if someone were to say that to me, I would, lower my walls and be like, oh, well, yeah. They're wanting to open up to me, of course I'll say okay. You could show them some art that you really like, or show them your friend that happens to be a furry, and maybe that will spur the subject of, oh, what is that? Is that like a costume? Maybe you could talk about that. I think with me, when I need to break something heavy to someone, I like to do it in the most casual manner that I can. The most casual and calm manner that I can. It's easier for me to kind of associate other things with what I like instead of just going straight for it and being like, I'm a furry. You want to set an atmosphere of being calm and being collected. So that's why I'm kind of speaking in these steps of you want to have good setting, you want to make sure everybody's comfortable, and then you want to eventually tell them that maybe your friends are into this specific thing. In that way, you can kind of measure to see if your family and friends appreciate or accept what you're into. And if it seems positive, if it seems like they're okay with it, then you can just tell them. You can be like, well, I'm kind of into the same things, and I think that this art or my friend's fursuit or whatever have you, I think this is really cool. And I think I want to get art like that one of these days. And then let them kind of piece together the pieces, People are pretty smart at figuring things out. So, yeah. And I'm sorry if this isn't like a step-by-step video, like a WikiHow or anything. I don't script my videos. I don't know if you noticed that. I'm just I want to speak to you as if I'm your best friend talking to you, just trying to give you advice, Because that's how I would like to receive advice myself. So I guess my best advice for coming out to your parents or your siblings or your friends, that you're a furry or you're LGBT or gay, is just make sure everybody is comfortable and that it is a good setting. And then you can start leaning towards that you like this specific thing, like you like furry art, or you have a friend that he's a boy and he's fallen in love with another boy and you think that that's okay. It's really for you to decide, if your parents are going to be okay or if they're not going to be okay with it. If you know they're not going to be okay with it, I don't know. I probably wouldn't tell them right now. I would tell them when I'm not in the house anymore, because I don't want to have to live with that. But if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend and it's just wearing on you and you need to tell them, then I guess you don't really have a choice. And that's where these steps come into play, where at least put yourself in a place that it's okay to share your feelings and share your thoughts and be genuine. I want to tell you guys a story of how I came out to one of my old coworkers that I was a furry. It was kind of late. It was pretty late in the game. Okay, I kind of suck at this, at just telling people that I'm a furry or that I'm gay. It's easier with me being gay because I have a boyfriend, but with being furry, it's different, okay? She was climbing with me. This is the third or fourth time that we've been climbing together, and she's like, so what are you doing for a job? And I'm like, well, actually, I stopped job searching as a software engineer, and I wanted to get into full-time YouTubing because that's been working out pretty well, and it's paying my rent now. And she's like, oh, that's really cool. What do you do for YouTube? And in my mind, I kind of knew that she was going to ask that question, and I was ready, okay? So I just told her, I was like, well, I'm a furry. You know that, right? And immediately she was like, oh yeah, I knew that. I went to go climb. I got back off the wall. I came to her, and I was like, so how do you know? And she was like, well, I went climbing with your friends, with you and your friends, and your friend literally has a tail chalk bag, like a chalk bag that has a tail. And then she added one of my other friends on Discord, and my other friend literally has their fursuit as their profile photo. So she kind of put the pieces together, and she was kind of like, yeah, I'm surprised that you haven't told me earlier. And I was like, well, yeah, I kind of just wanted you to figure it out for yourself. but I did want to eventually officially tell you because I don't want it to be awkward or anything. And that's how it went. That's how I came out to my coworker. Of course, there's always an element of awkwardness. I think it definitely comes down to how you are as a person, like your personality. But I will say that if you want to come out to someone, there should be some sort of closeness. There should be some sort of trust. And if you don't trust the person, I wouldn't open up to them about something that's so personal to you, you know? Like, you don't have to come out to your parents, or you don't have to come out to your friends just because, you know, maybe all of your friends are doing it and it, you know, you're just peer pressured to go. If you don't feel ready, just don't do it. But if you do feel ready and you want them to accept you and you want to be open about everything, I think it's a really important step to take in your life. Now, I feel like I'm speaking to this as if it's like a super serious thing. I know a lot of people will say it's not that serious, but honestly, to me, it's pretty serious, okay? It's pretty serious to come out to people that, you know, this is your identity and you don't want them to judge. So for the people in that boat who are taking this like pretty seriously, this video is for you. If you don't take it very seriously and, you know, you already came out to your family, you already came out to your friends, good on you. I hope that you had a good experience. If you didn't have a good experience, it's fine. You're still alive. And I want to close with saying that no matter the outcome, you're not gonna die. Okay? You're most likely not gonna die. There's a very high % chance that you won't die, okay? So get that into your thick skull, okay? You're not gonna die by coming out to your parents. You're not gonna die by coming out to your friends that you're a furry. People forget about things, okay? There are a lot of things that could happen. But ultimately, you will survive. And honestly, the torture that you put your mind through leading up to coming out is worse than actually coming out and dealing with the consequences, you know? And yeah, I don't want you to see it as something that you will regret doing. If you feel like you have a little bit of trust between your friends or your family and you feel comfortable in coming out to them, then just do it. So I hope that wasn't too rambly. That's advice from a husky. Oh boy. If you decided to come out to your friends or family and you had an experience, good or bad, feel free to comment below. If you didn't have a good experience, just know that there are a lot of furries out there, a lot of other LGBT people out there that will happily give you support. And if you say that there's no support network, literally just go down to the comments. There are people out there that are always willing to empathize for you. You just have to reach out. So I hope this video is helpful, and I wish you the best of intentions and the best of luck in your coming out. Do not be afraid. It's dangerous out there. Take this. Do you need brushies? Let me brush you. There. Now you're all brushed. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you like what you saw. And hit the subscribe button if you want to see more stuff that I do in the future. Videos every week. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.